when you sleep around? Should you be a 304? Would you be okay being called the 304? Sometimes I don't think men put themselves in the position.
But here's the difference, though. When I sleep around, that doesn't disqualify me from positioning myself to be a husband.
Only because God made you a man, and that you guys choose. Nope. But that's something you did for yourself.
Nope. Hold on, wait. I got this, Bruiser. Hold on, wait. I got this.
You got a cup of water. Do the cup of water thing.
I got this, Bruiser. No, I ain't gonna do that. You want to know the reason why that doesn't work on men? It's because women never made that a standard.
And we should.
Y'all should, but y'all don't.
But they don't set the standard.
I've never heard a woman disqualify a man because he had too many bodies. If he's
I would. They don't know it, but we do it.
I heard the reverse. I heard them disqualify a man because he is a virgin.
That's the girls that we talk about for the streets. So I don't have
if a woman,
we're gonna take that turn. We'll come back.
Put it like this: if a woman was on it, let me ask you this question, Ruth. I'm gonna ask you this question: if a man and a woman was about to get married, and that man found out, seen a tape of his woman getting a train ran on her, would he marry her?
Probably not.
If a woman was marrying a good man and she found out that he participated in the train before they got married.
No. Say threesome. That he had a threesome. He had two women.
Yeah. He had two women. Would she say, I'm not marrying him because he had two women?
Why is it two women? Why can't it be more than two women?
Because the train for a woman is two men or more.
So what is a train technically? I'm just saying. Why
two or more men? Two or more men is a train.
Okay. All right, we keep it 2 and 2. Yeah. I would, if a man told me that was what he was into, I probably would not take him seriously, honestly.
But what do you think?
No, he didn't tell you that's what he's into. I think you just discovered it.
No, y'all already engaged. The wedding's next week.
It's a red flag.
Right? So you disqualify him? You're gonna cancel all the plans?
You're gonna be like, I'm not marrying you.
Depends on let's say if he was judging me for something, right? For sure.
No. This is just a standalone. No. It's a standalone. Yeah, there was nothing prior to it. Only thing that happened was you just found out from a tape he had a threesome with two women, but everything else was cool. It's not public, but it's just something you found out about later on. You just found out that that's what he did.
I'm gonna stand on business and say no, thank you, sir.
So you're gonna uninvite everybody who you had coming over from overseas and all of that. Now it's over. Yeah. Because you found out he had two women at one point.
Accept the answer.
I think that's cap.
I accept your. Hold on, wait. I ain't gonna say it's cap. I accept your answer. My question is, what do you think most women would do?
Most women would be fine.
Now, what do you think most men would do if the situation was reversed?
They probably would say no.
There you go. That's why it's different for us than it is for y'all.
It's what? Say it again.
That's why it's different for us than it is for y'all.
But that's why I call y'all judgmental and hypocritical, because y'all being hypocrites right now.
Okay, let me show you something real quick.
Situation, and that's okay. That's why
I got one even better. You want to know why we ain't hypocritical?
That's why I have a right to say no.
You know why we ain't hypocritical? Because we attracted to different things. Just the same way that it's okay for a woman to not have a job and live with a man and he completely take care of her, but at the same time a man could not get away with that very same thing in mass. Y'all
just double standards.
It's just a double standard that we live by. Y'all we like what we like, and it's not even a double standard. It's just your standard.
Y'all hypocrites because y'all sleep around.
Let me ask you something, Ruth.
That don't sleep around. I think it should be.
If you were sitting at one end of the table, right? He was like, hey, can you pass me something to drink? Can you pass me that? Yeah, I got it. It go in this hand, go out this hand, to this hand, until it gets to you. Would you drink out of it?
His hands. How close did you put it to the top of the cup? I hate to be
right here.
Okay, it's a cup. What's the problem?
Now let's say we pass the same cup around, and we're doing this right here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And now it gets to you. Would you drink out of it?
As y'all sleeping with other women.
Would you drink out of it?
No.
There you go. That's the difference between a man and a woman.
It's the same body count situation. The men have this much leeway, and then after a certain number, you out the door.
No, I'm not denying that there's no standard. I'm just saying that when you look at the vast majority of men and the vast majority of women, we have different standards for one another.
They don't know no better.
No, I think society has pretty much done pretty fairly well over the last 10,000, 30,000 years in regards to this whole thing.
You see the economy? You see the economy? You proud of this?
Well, that's different. That's different. That has nothing to do with the sexual standards per se. That's just our culture has fallen apart.
Ruth,
for many
you rather
reasons.
have somebody good in bed or a virgin?
If I'm a virgin, I want a virgin.
No, so you keep adding all these. You know you do really good at that.
So
you add all these other disclaimers before you answer the question.
Because I want it fair. Fairness is important to me, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Hey, JR, why are we still live?
I got you, though. That's cool. That's good stuff.
Why are we still live?
They done with me.
I'm thinking we having this conversation in the back chat, and I look over at the thing like, hell.
Wait, damn. I hope you ain't saying nothing too crazy.
I mean, why can't women have standards? Like, we gotta have standards.
You can, but women set the standards. You do have standards, and that's why it's okay for us to do that, because women have accepted that. They've made that standard, so it's okay for men to do what we want to do.
Women and be and live off of women. We can't be the person that's the stay-at-home dad. We're not allowed to be that in mass. No, it's just pointing out a different standard, because that's something that women can do that men cannot do.
But we're talking about 304s. We talk about body count.
Right. So at that point, we're talking about a grand standard for women.
There's going to be a guy. Hold on one second. Hold on. There's going to be a guy with a high body count that's going to find a woman with a low body count. She's going to say no, thank you, and y'all have to accept it the same way we got to accept it.
Not really, because that's not what happens by and large. That's very rare. That's very rare.
If she says no, thank you, I don't think any man will be like, "Oh my God, how dare you sit there and judge me for my?" He gonna be like, "All right."
No, like say that again, sweet.
I don't think any man gonna be like, "How dare you judge me?" He gonna be like, "Okay."
But if you wanted that girl, she don't want you. Like it's every time it's the flip, y'all dismiss it. And it's like, yo, stand by what you said when it was the women.
No man would take offense to that.
Like, who cares that I don't care if you know my body count or trying to judge me. Some women don't care. And you're like, that's wrong. But when men do it, like, it's nothing. Y'all quick to dismiss stuff.
You want to know how I know? You want to know how I know that this isn't?
Y'all knew.
You want to know how I know that this isn't a thing for men? Because men have no problem even in overinflating their body count. Most men lie. And we overinflate it and say, "Oh yeah, I had 40 women in my life." Nobody cares.
I wouldn't have married the person I married if their body count was high.
No, I'm not disqualifying you. If that's your standard, cool. What we're saying is, for the vast majority of people, that is not a disqualifier for men.
And body count does not mean you're good in bed anyway.
You actually ask your ex-husband if he had a high body count?
Yes, I know who everybody was too.
Why are we talking about who's good?
Yeah, I'm sorry, lady.
I think you're missing a point, Ruth. The point is that women, us, right? A lot of us don't mind a man that had a lot of women. That's all they're talking about. He's saying that we set that, like, we don't care, so this is what it is. Not saying you don't care, I don't care. It's just a lot of women don't care, so it don't matter for them. That's what we said. That has nothing to do with them, and that's not the
I agree, but what I'm saying is, if a man has an extremely high body count, it's not to say, because if he's a good-looking man, I expect his number to be a certain level. I'm not saying you have to have one person, but I'm saying at some point it's ridiculous. So if men think they're getting away with stuff that they're not getting away with, you're sleeping around with a lot of women, but then you're mad about child support. You're never getting away with nothing in this life. That's what I found out. So if you could fool each other and think that you're going to get away, but you're not. You're going to pay for it one way or another.
Well, that's under the assumption
that's changing the topic.
The child support comes with making babies. What we're saying is, like we just talked about, I think on King Talk earlier, there was this dude that slept with 10,000 women.
Yeah, never.
By the time he got to woman number 1,000, there was still 9,000 other women that did not give a flying crap that he slept with a 1,000.
Sure did.
They didn't give 2 flying, and that's 10,000 different women.
And guess what the common denominator was?
He probably was like, I don't even remember what number I'm
As a
on.
matter of fact, hold on, wait. As a matter of fact, you want to know the tripped out part? Let's go back to Derek Jackson. His wife said she used to walk into the house as the other woman was walking out.
But see, this is why you don't use social media to get crazy people to be the poster child for every woman. I am nothing like Derek Jackson's wife.
Take yourself out of it. Take
I
yourself
hear
out of
you,
it.
but everybody's not like that. How many women would allow that to happen? We don't even want y'all to be in a polyamorous.
A lot of women are allowing that to happen. They're sleeping with 20% of the male population.
Say it again?
And they're having kids by them.
Say it again?
They're sharing
ignoring
the
I don't think they knew this until recently, but I agree with you.
Oh, women have been.
No, this has always been the case.
Disqualified
From the beginning of time.
And they never said I missed out on some boxing.
No, I think they know they're sleeping with the same 20%. I don't think they know that. That's what I'm saying.
So let me ask you this.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
No,
yes, they do.
Let me ask you this. Let me just ask you this real quick, Ruth.
Good.
If 10 men was in a room and 100 women went in the room with 10 men, 1 through 9 men made $42,000 a year. The 10th made over 6 figures a year. How many of those 100 women is going to go for the 10th man, and how many of those women going to go for the 1 through 9?
I think 80% will go for the 10th man.
You're proving our point.
But that doesn't mean I would.
We're not talking about you. Take
Yeah, but we're not making this about you. We're just talking about women in general. That's the whole thing. We understand that you're an outliner. We dig that, right? Yeah. But what we're saying is in majority, right? In majority.
Men have never had a problem getting women because they had women. Like that has never been
No, he can sleep with all 80% of those women, and every woman is going to still try to compete for that lifestyle.
I think that when you mature, you fall out of that. So that number probably.
You mean when you hit the wall?
Yeah.
I'll say this right now. There's also a lot of mature women who are 30 plus years old and they still ain't disqualified no dude because he had a lot of sex partners.
Women try to say they fall out of it. Actually, you just become unqualified to compete.
There's some women. This is very hard to discuss what the majority does and then what the minority does. So can we stick to one? You guys are talking about the majority. I'm talking about the wives. Like the wives are who matter. Like why are we constantly talking about people that don't matter? We don't get anywhere like that. So if we want to talk about how wives think and how I honestly I just found out about how women in general are like 2 years ago when I started my little relationship show. Or I ain't gonna call it little, but yeah, my journey. And I didn't know that. I thought all women were good. I thought all women were doing the right thing. And then now I started to hear what the men were complaining about the women. I remember my cousins years ago. They're like, I'm going to Haiti to get a wife, and they sure enough did do that. And that was like 10 years ago. So they were saying it was bad that long ago. I never got that. I never understood that. But when you're a good person, you think everybody's good like you, and then you realize like it's not like that. But
what?
I get what she's saying.
Perform a social experiment, Ruth. How many followers do you have on Instagram?
4,200.
4,200. Mm-hmm. I want you to run a social experiment. I want you to put a picture of 2 guys up on the screen, and I want you to put that guy number 1 is worth $3-4 million. He's no kids, got his shit together, can take care of a family, loyal, but he's had 150 women in the past. Then I want you to put guy number 2, who only makes $45,000 a year, same attributes, both of them relatively attractive, and you tell me which one of those women go. And you just ask the women which one are they picking.
I know who they're going to pick, but I think you should pick on character and not money. Because I might not can't stand you, and you got $4 million.
Well, the reason why I said that is because when you think about it, it's those type of guys that do get that type of level of activity with women. You're not gonna see a dude that's average looking 42 and he can bag 150 or 1,000 women. you would normally only see that with a guy that can do that. And
Right.
most of the time, that guy tends to be somebody who got money.
And I choose to preserve myself for somebody that deserves that treated women well and wasn't doing all of that. That's my point.